All right, in the middle of all this craziness, you know who returns to the political fray on Thursday, even though he has made some political comments? The President of the United States, the last one, Barack Obama, will be in Washington, providing for some key and very powerful Democrats, maybe a little bit of guidance here. What he says obviously gets outside that room, even though everyone is sworn to secrecy. Do not let word of this get out, but it always gets out. Independent radio show host Ethan Bearman and GOP strategist Gianno Caldwell. All right. Gianno, I have a pretty good idea, this president, and this is his right. He has an agenda that he thinks is being ripped apart by his successor. Still, George Bush was also having an agenda ripped apart by his successor.
Absolutely. And
chose not to say much. Now, fans on both sides could argue the pros and cons of that, but what do you think of what Barack Obama will probably do on Thursday?
Well, I mean, he won't say it's George Bush's fault, which is he's famously known for saying. Obviously, it's going to be an attack on the president, but you know what? This is where it becomes problematic for the Democratic Party. They continue to allow folks like President Barack Obama, who under his tenure, especially in 2010, where we saw Republicans gain over 1,000 legislative seats from then up until now, Republicans continue to win, and we're going to continue to win because they allow people like Hillary Clinton and President Obama to come and represent them. Well, what they continue to forget or not realize or not accept the reality of is Trump only won because he had a message that resonated with these working class voters, which they forgot and left out in the cold. Now, this is my issue, Neil, and I'm sure some of the listeners or viewers may take note to this. I'm kind of disturbed by this because as a Republican, we continue to win and we continue to win, and I'm concerned that we may say, forget it, we don't have to really work as hard for the American people because the other guys are going to continue losing. And I think we need a strong challenge to the Republican Party so we can continue to work hard for the American people at every turn. And we're seeing like health care and financial reform, or rather tax reform, people are kind of falling back, Neil, and that's kind of disturbing to me.
All right, you're not saying the Republicans are getting too cocky.
I'm not saying that now, but I'm saying that there's the potential for that to happen.
The other side will implode, so we don't have to do it.
They're imploding. Have you seen the other guy as the slogan? Come on, like, right, you guys are making it easy for us.
All right, Ethan, what do you make of that?
So I totally disagree with Gianno. Of course, in this case, particularly because President Obama was exceptionally popular. Both of his wins in 2008 and 2012.
He was popular winning his own races, no one else's. He was only popular winning his own races.
No question. So, Gianno, but here's the deal. President Obama, like everybody else, as an American citizen, has a right to participate in politics. He's great at raising funds. He's great at being popular and bringing people, young people, to the party. President Trump won the Electoral College and lost by 2.9 million votes. I think the Republicans are very susceptible on those exact points that Gianno just brought up. Healthcare isn't done. That's the promise that was made.
But, Ethan, are you concerned that Democrats will go too far here? In other words, they would be annoyed if George Bush had done that to Barack Obama. He didn't. They can understand some of the frustration that Republicans have with Barack Obama. He could have afforded the same respect to this president, and they say he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think President Bush went off and had a whole different life after his presidency, and he really does. He's led a very interesting and wonderful life. I'm very happy for him. President Obama never said, hey, I'm going to be done with politics. President Bush did. That's the difference. I don't think that's a respect issue. I think that President Obama has an investment in the politics and the future of this country.
Well, that's a good point.
You
know, if you think about it, this president is dismantling much of what Barack Obama built. The last thing that Barack Obama wants to see is the health care thing go away or his program go away. Or to see the retreat as Barack Obama sees it on the environmental accord. So I can understand him getting involved, but he just doesn't know, according to a lot of Republicans, when to stop. He keeps doing it.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though, Neil. The American people has rejected the premise of some of his accomplishments. You talk about Obamacare. Let's look at the surveys and see how many people.
Obamacare is more popular than ever, John.
How many people want to see it repealed and replaced with something better? I guess it is particularly popular.
It's a minority.
But when we look at the numbers and we saw how much it was set to cost us, at 31 million people it was supposed to cover, and it was going to cost about $800 billion. Now we see it as about $2 trillion.
Don't you think guys are going to save a lot of trouble if there had been more bipartisan to deal with it? Because the Republicans didn't repeal this thing.
No, they're not. And then, again, that is another issue.
Right.
Why is it that we can't get the act together and push forward President Trump's agenda? We should be
and
putting up a border wall. We should have
the Democrats have
we'll
a chance.
We'll see what
again,
we'll see what happens.
So we're going to see what happens, but at the same time, Democrats are continuing their losing-winning streak.
Well,
They're winning losing streak,
Way
I should
too early
say.
to tell, but guys, I want to thank you both very, very much.
You.